Also vote on Bill Stokes.
I don't know why it's not for it. Only, there's nothing good comes out of it.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Doing good? All right, ready for next week? I'm gonna let a few people more people in, and then we'll get started. Give it one more minute.
I cannot imagine anything different. So the good news is Pancake's doing awesome. She looks, I mean, other than her scar.
Okay, well, let's get started. I want to be mindful of everybody's time. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coffee and Conversations. My name is Ellen Hill. I'm the Training and Compliance Coordinator for the Office of Downtown Development, and I'm going to be your host today. Cherie thought she was going to be late this morning for a meeting, but she just hopped in, so we're glad she made it on time. But I think you just have us from the office today. Ebony is on the road. She was doing some strategic planning for another community, so you've just got us today, and we're happy to see all of your smiling faces. Do we have any new managers on the call? Does anybody who's brand new and this is their first meeting, do they want to like pop in and say hello and introduce themselves? I'm looking through the list. I don't see anybody that looks brand new.
I'm new. I'm Patrick from Valdosta.
There you are. Yay, I'm glad you made it. How are you?
It seems like I just saw you, Ellen.
I know, you did. Go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody, Patrick.
I'm Patrick Pearson. I'm the new Main Street Manager for the city of Valdosta. Been in the job 9 days. So drinking from a fire hose, but excited and looking forward to working with y'all.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. Hey. Glad to have you. Yeah, Patrick and I met yesterday afternoon, so we had a great chat. Yeah. Any other new managers on the call this morning?
You done? Where's the report from the?
Okay. And I'm sure we have some DCA reps on the call. I think I saw Kathy Papa hop on. Heather's on here. Do y'all want to say hey?
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, hey.
Yeah, good morning. It's Tanya. Good morning.
Hey,
Good morning,
yeah, we got a lot.
Good to see y'all.
Yay, we got lots of DCA reps on the call. So we're grateful for y'all and what y'all do for our communities and the support you give them. So real quick, as we get ready for the GDA conference, we thought it would be a good idea, since it's next week and this just timed out perfectly, for us to ask Nicole to hop on and just give us like some insight into Gainesville and do a welcome to Gainesville before you get to Gainesville chat. So, just getting ready for the mobile workshops, the must visit spots, where to get a coffee, what downtown looks like if you're not familiar with it, and just, kind of all things Gainesville if you've never been. And so we're just really excited to hear from her. And Nicole, I'm going to give you the floor.
All right. Thank you, Ellen. Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole Parham. I have been with the city of Gainesville for a little over 5 years. Previously in the tourism department, just the last few months moved to economic development. So that's been a fun transition. But we are super excited, the whole Gainesville team, to welcome you all to downtown Gainesville. So I'm going to share my screen here. Let's see. All right. Can y'all see it? Okay. Yes. Okay, great. So welcome. So I'm just going to give you kind of the overview of some things to know before you go. So we have given you all inside your welcome bag. So when you check in with Renee and register, and when you first get here, you'll have a Gainesville folder. And so I'm going to walk through some of the stuff in there. One of those is a downtown visitors map. We'll look at this a little bit more here in a minute. And we've got a dining and shopping guide. So this has got an overview of some of the well, specifically the boutiques and dining options downtown, with a few other things that would be relevant to visitors coming to town. On the back of that, you'll also find the trolley schedule printed. So I'll talk a little more about that here in a second. You'll also have $10 in Main Street money. So we're excited to gift you a little treat during your stay. We have the digital gift card program that operates through Yifty. I know a few communities have that, but if you've ever been thinking about it or wanted to try it out, here's your chance. So we'll have also in the folder a little welcome packet that we give to our downtown business owners if they're thinking about opting in. This is a fairly new program for Gainesville, so you guys have actually been a good marketing tool for us to get some more people to hop on. So we're excited about that. We have over 25 businesses that have opted into the gift card program. So, and a list of those businesses is also in your folder. We've got a few coupons from some businesses. We've also got a visitor's guide and WeGo information. So I call it, this is our local Uber service. So we do have a little bit of an Uber scene in Gainesville, not like the big cities, but during the daytime, you can do a $3 ride around town with a WeGo van. So that's through an app. So we'll have information for that for you to check out. So now I'm going to just walk through the downtown map so you guys can get a little bit of a visual of where you're going to be and what that will look like, and some of the conference hubs that you're going to see. So I have highlighted here right in the middle of the map is our historic downtown square. It's a traditional downtown square. On the map, it's also kind of blown up at the bottom, so I'll reference both points if it's within the middle of the downtown. But we have a what you think of a traditional 9 to 16 block historic district right in our downtown district. One way to orient yourself if you're kind of confused around downtown is the sun. That's how the solar system orients itself. But we have a 2-scale model of the solar system trail, and that's right on the corner of Spring Street and Bradford Street on the square. And that will be relevant here in a minute as I point out some other locations. Also, just across the street from the sun, as you can see on the map, we have our Gainesville Dragon. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but that is a new public art installation based on the Dragon Boat experience that happens here in Gainesville. But that is right across the street, so that'll be where one of the trolley stops is for downtown. And also the other trolley stop will be over by the Courtyard Marriott. So there is one main hotel downtown. So if you're staying at the Courtyard, you're going to be right in the middle of everything. The Vault is the meeting room associated with the Courtyard Marriott. So it's owned and operated by the same group. It's across the street, kitty-cornered. When the Courtyard builders realized they weren't going to have room for meeting space, they bought that historic building and renovated it. So we have several breakouts at the Vault as well. So if you're getting a pickup from the Courtyard Marriott, just know it's going to be right outside that corner. Just due to one-way streets, that's the best spot for trolleys. So those are going to be your 2 trolley stops for downtown. Jumping back over to the Spring Street side, most of the workshops and breakout sessions on Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be in the Bernau Downtown Center. So if you look at the picture here, I've starred the Renaissance building. That's where the trolley is going to drop you off. And then you'll walk kind of across the little pocket park there into the Spring Street entrance of the Bernau Center. So just know if you're riding the trolley, that's going to be how you get to the Bernau Downtown Center. These are all the other breakout sessions for Monday. So there's a couple optional trainings that you might be participating in. The first one is going to be the Bernau Downtown Center we talked about. This is the Carol Daniel Construction Building. It's right across the street from the Main Street parking deck. All parking decks are free in Gainesville. So if you see a deck, you can park in it for free. Don't have to worry about that. On the 4th floor is the Placemaking Summit. So you can go in on either side of the building, like I have circled on the pictures there. They've got a beautiful outdoor rooftop area that you guys will get to enjoy with an indoor meeting space. So that'll be great for placemaking. And the pictures here are historic City Hall. If you look over on the map, you can see kind of where all these are just within a block of each other. So again, that Main Street parking deck is going to be the best spot for you to come into town and park to get to these places. But Historic City Hall is where the historic preservation gathering will be. And if you look at the picture, there's lots of doors on this building on all sides, but you're going to come on the grass side. So just keep that in mind. That's the front entrance. And then finally the vault, which we've already referenced. So there's your Monday training rooms, just so you get a little bit of a visual. I know this is a lot, drinking from a fire hose. I wanted to point out the Main Street parking deck. So this is the free public parking space. If you are driving between session locations and not doing trolleys, this is going to be the one I would say to just put in your GPS. It's going to be the closest to everything. And there's also an entrance to the Bernau Downtown Center directly from this parking deck. So if you reference the pictures, I've circled both of the entrances. The blue one is the Spring Street, that'll be closest from the trolley drop off. And then the red one in the picture here is from the parking deck. So that's a bit of the downtown hubs for you. And here is, I've circled the Courtyard Marriott Hotel. So this is the front entrance in the picture, but if you're driving in to stay here, you'll drive around on the back side. There's a downstairs underground parking deck, so you have to have a ticket associated with your hotel stay to park in that deck. All right, so I wanted to point out all the parking decks in town. So we actually have 3. The 2 I have shown here, the red one we've already referenced is the Main Street parking deck. The blue one is the North parking deck. That's the newest one. As you can see, they're both just a couple blocks from the downtown square as well as the Courtyard Marriott. And the 3rd free parking deck is the Hall County deck. It's the closest to the courtyard, but I also want to point out, especially on Monday, when court is in session, it's the first day of jurors, this one is going to be full, so keep that in mind. But all 3 are free again, so don't be scared of those parking decks when you're coming into town. Okay, on the topic of parking, there are several paid parking lots in town. So they're not city operated. If you see a paid parking sign, this is a private lot, privately owned by whatever the local business is. You're welcome to use those, but just know it's pay to play, or they'll send a ticket in the mail. So just pay attention to those. There is street parallel parking. Anything that's on the street is going to be free with the city, but just pay attention to those parking signs. Just want to give you a heads up. The one thing the city does have are some loading zones. So you'll see in the picture here, we've got one marked on the ground. That's 15-minute loading or unloading. So if you're coming in for a session or meeting up with someone or just getting dropped off by somebody, these are great spots for you just to pull in real quick, drop people off. Again, those are timed, and you'll see in this picture on the left, they call them our safety sticks, but that's a camera and it's recording your parking lots or your license plate. So keep that in mind. Those are all automatically tracked and we'll digitally send tickets out. So just want you to have a heads up what you're looking at when you come into town. And the last thing I want to point out downtown is Big Daddy's Honky Tonk. So if you were going to go to the after party after the awards ceremony, it's just off the square. If you look at the Big Daddy's Honky Tonk sign, just look for that there on Spring Street. They have line dance lessons every Wednesday night, so we're just going to get to join in the fun if you want to do that. I will be there to greet you at 9 o'clock that night if you'd like to come in. They do have a pay-to-play token system instead of a cover charge, but we're going to cover that for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Just make sure to have your badge, and if not, I'll be there, so we'll make sure you're good to go. But that'll be a fun little hangout if you choose to join us late night on Wednesday. And so just to reference where some of the other spots are from downtown, if you're staying in one of the other hotel blocks, you're going to be east of the town, kind of where the pink arrow's pointing. And then the Civic Center and the Bird Performing Arts Center are northeast of downtown. And then the purple arrow shows the pedestrian bridge, which I have in this picture here, to the Midland District. You're going to hear Midland in and out of different presentations from Gainesville this week. This is kind of the new industrial district that has been a hot spot of our focus as an extension of the downtown revitalization plan. So when you cross the pedestrian bridge, the community called it the bridge to nowhere for a very long time, but we are pleased to say it is the bridge to somewhere now. And it goes right into the heart of the Everly. We've got a retail, residential mix right here. These white buildings in the front are restaurants. I'll talk a little more about that, but just wanted to give you a visual of Midland, and the pedestrian bridge really is the crossing between downtown and the Midland districts. The Civic Center, so this is going to be the main conference hub throughout the week. So as you can see on this map, I've kind of expanded out from that square right in the middle. That's what we had been focused on for the downtown locations. It's just 10 minutes or so from downtown up to the Civic Center, sometimes just 5. It's a good mile though, so I have walked it, but you're not going to want to walk it. So that's why we've got trolleys for you to get you from downtown to the Civic Center. So I would just really encourage y'all, if you're coming into town, if you're having to drive into town for the day, or if you're at one of the slightly outside of downtown hotels or lodging, just to come either to the Civic Center, there's plenty of parking there, or to downtown and just ride the trolley between the two for the day. That'll just be the easiest way to get back and forth. But just wanted to give you a visual of the hotels or the Yellow Star at the bottom if you're staying at the Hilton Garden Inn or Fairfield Suite or Town Place. The green is Hampton Inn. That's a little closer to downtown, definitely walking distance. And then where the Civic Center is. So yeah, looking at the pictures, I just wanted to give you some visuals. That top picture is the entrance. So where it's a Christmas picture. Look for the garland, those pillars are the main entrance there, and we're going to be in the ballroom on the 2nd floor. So there's an elevator or stairs. You can get up there pretty easily. If you're driving in, you'll see that front lawn with the big, beautiful back entrance on your drive-in. So you can kind of keep that as your place. And if for some reason the parking lot is full, there's tons of parking up at the main building. There is a lower parking lot if you just drive a little bit further past, and there's a stairwell up to the building from there. So I don't think we'll have a problem with that, but if for some reason Gainesville High School has something at the ballpark across the street, just want to let you know there is a lot of on-site parking at the Civic Center. All right, it's a lot of logistics, so hang with me. The Byrd Center for Performing Arts, this is where the award ceremony will be Wednesday night. It's a big, beautiful, historic building in the Brunel University Historic District. Again, there's lots of on-site parking, so just want to let you know that. We will also have a trolley running to and from downtown that evening to get to the award ceremony. And then finally, the last map for you today. I've kind of squeezed that last map you can see with the stars, but the final star up at the top is Lake Lanier Olympic Park. And it's definitely not downtown, but I'll share a little bit at the end of the presentation day of why we're taking out to the boathouse. And when we brought the GDA team in to do a site visit, we just had to show them this particular location, and they thought it'd be a great spot for the welcome reception. So Monday evening, that's where the welcome reception will be. And again, we'll have shuttles coming from downtown out there. So if you're staying downtown or just want to ride back and forth, we'll have that going for you as well. All right, some other fun stuff. We do have an open container district in Gainesville called our Downtown Dining District. So this is the map of that. It's all of downtown. You can actually cross the pedestrian bridge into the Midland side, enjoy the Greenway. So if you want to buy a drink downtown or buy something along one of the restaurants on the Greenway, you're allowed to walk back and forth with that. So just a little overview of that. It's 10 a.m. to midnight every day. They do have to be bought from a licensed downtown businesses, so no BYOB. You can take your drink with you. The restaurants kind of know that. It just has to be in a clear plastic cup. So if you do go to dinner and have a drink in a glass cup, you can ask them for a clear plastic cup to go at the end of your night. Yeah, so that's it. The one thing I would say, most businesses welcome you to bring that in. So if you want to go shopping or something like that downtown after having a drink, a lot of people will welcome you in. There's a few businesses that ask you not to, like one of the high-end furniture stores, that kind of thing. So just be mindful of that. If you're not sure, just ask the business owner or employee. They're always very kind to answer that. So but yeah, it's a really fun way to get to enjoy downtown. So feel free to walk around with your drinks. All right, trolley shuttle. I know we've bounced around a little bit, so let's kind of get the flow of the day. So first day, Monday, from 4 to 8 p.m. There will be a loop from the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel to the Boathouse for the welcome reception. So that's early enough. If you're going to the mentor-mentee reception, you can still hit that up. That mentor-mentee is at 4:30, so just know that'll be going throughout the evening. On Tuesday, we'll have shuttles going between the Civic Center and the 2 downtown locations kind of all day. So 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. They'll just be on a loop to get you around town. So we should have every 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll want to make sure you kind of hit the first one. If you've got a half an hour to get there, make sure you're good on time. But you'll be able to catch a ride to and from all day that day. Wednesday, it'll be that same loop just in the morning, though, from 7 to noon. That'll get you back and forth for the main sessions on Wednesday. However, we will need all the trolleys for our workshops that afternoon. So that will cut off at noon. And then in the evening, we'll have a shuttle again for the awards ceremony. That's all printed, so y'all can look at that. All right, I'll give you a little overview of the mobile workshop. So we're excited to offer 3 workshops for you guys in Gainesville. We tried to offer them at a little different times to give you some options this year. So we're excited about that. The Power of Public Art, and will be held by our Deputy City Manager, Angela Shepard, and 3 of the ladies from our Public Art Commission. So it's been a long time, probably 15 years, when the public art group in the city came together and were like, we want to see public art everywhere downtown. And so slowly but surely, they have rolled out kind of a grassroots movement, and now it's a little more formal. So they're excited just to share that process with you, point out some of our public art pieces and how they came about, and hopefully give you some insight tips to how that works, maybe give you some ideas for what you can bring home to your community with what public art has done in our community. So that's going to be a great workshop that's offered at 2 different times. So hopefully you've signed up for one of those. Another one that we're offering on Wednesday is the downtown classroom. So if you have signed up for that, this is a really cool experience. These 3 businesses, we have Johnny's Pizza, Kilwins, Chocolates, and the Storybook Market. They teamed up to offer elementary school field trips for our town. And so throughout the school year, last year was the first year they did it, and it was incredible. They have 2-hour field trips. The kids get to come and they get to flip some dough and make a pizza. And then they go to Kilwins and they get to learn how to make chocolate and kind of the ins and outs of that. And then they have a fun story time activity for the kids, and they learn just the power of story and some different things with the Storybook Market. So you're going to get to go on a mini field trip and get to do all those things and get a taste of that experience, and really the power behind what this has done for making memories and young kids and getting them to have great experiences and wanting to come downtown. And then finally, the third mobile workshop is going to be a trolley tour. So we had a good bit of you guys sign up for this one, offered at 2 different times as well. We've got a whole powerhouse team that'll be joining us for that. Hopefully we'll have 3 trolleys going at one time. We have a lot of sign-ups, so we're getting that secured. But you'll have one of these 5 people on your trolley giving you a tour of some of the big projects that have happened over the last 10 years that have really been transformational for downtown. So this will be downtown and Midlands, and we've got a great lineup of projects that we'll get to see on the trolleys. So this will be an air-conditioned trolley experience, which will be nice in the summer heat, although we're looking like we're going to have some good weather. So yes, we'll have City Manager Brian Lackey, Rusty Ligon, who's our Community and Economic Development Director, Jessica Tuller, who is our Housing and Special Projects Manager. She's also over the Historic Preservation Commission, and then Regina Ingebrigtsen, who's with our Convention and Visitors Bureau. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to this. We've done a lot of tours over the last little bit. Some of you may have had a slightly different shortened tour of this at Mobilize Main Street, but we're excited to show off some other places for y'all. All right, so now I've got a few fun spots. This was really hard for me because, as you all do, we all love so many things about our downtown, but I wanted to highlight a few of those. And on request from Sherry, she definitely wanted to get all the coffee shop rundown, so we'll start with that. Boarding Pass Coffee is right on the square. This is a fun, unique travel experience. So they've got, you can sit on a flight somewhere. They've got a whole plane set up. They've got a boat and a train set up. So a really unique visual experience inside here. Great coffee. The owner, Morello, and his wife, Christine, he's from Brazil. And so some of their coffee from Brazil is featured in the store. And he's got just a unique connection to the worldwide group. And if you send them a postcard, you get a free coffee the next time you come in. So that might just be a little fun thing for you to do. If you got a postcard from your city, you want to get in the mail before you get here, you might get a little treat when you get here. Inman Perk Coffee is across the street on the square. They're the OG, I like to say. They have been here for, I think 12 or 13 years. Before that, it was the Coffee Shop of Horrors. It still has some of the same managers that have been here for a very long time, several decades on the square. Just a great, I love their chai tea latte, but they've also got a great spread of sandwiches and some other things. These two coffee shops, if you want to linger and have somewhere to hang out with good Wi-Fi, I would recommend these two. Farmhouse Coffee is across the bridge over in Midland. They're the newest coffee shop to open in town. Also a great local North Georgia local franchise, I guess. I think they have 3 stores now. But they've got, I like to say, if you like foo-foo coffee, this is a great place to check out. And then finally, Meadowlark. I would say this is going to probably be your highest price point for a good cup of coffee, but it is the gourmet coffee. It is a tiny little hot spot, so their 3 little tables are always full. Maybe not the best spot if you're wanting to go and hang out with some Wi-Fi, but a great grab and go spot. You'll notate it by this beautiful artwork on the side of their building that's been on a lot of our social media platforms. But yes, all 4 have great things to offer the community, and all of them have performed really well. So we definitely have a coffee loving community. All right, a few spots to grab a drink. NoFo is over on the Midland Greenway. So if you decide to brave the trail and take that on, it's less than a mile from the square. So you can definitely walk it, but they have a really great outdoor patio. They often have cornhole set up. They also have a really cool members only secret lounge. So I'm sure if you wanted to get a little behind the scenes tour, you might find someone who'd let you check that out. And an indoor photo booth. It's just a really great big local hangout. Tepic Growlers, this is right on the square. They've got a rooftop bar, so I would say that's their big plug. That was the first one in Gainesville. We have a couple of different places now, but that's a great place to grab a drink and just enjoy a cool view of the city. Downtown Drafts. This is the first growler downtown. It's right on the square. This is going to be your local hang. If you love that, this is like industry night where you want all the locals come to hang out here, the people who work downtown. I love the owners. They're getting ready to open a second business. I wish it was open for you. They're going to have a cat coffee house right above it. But anyway, they might offer you tours up there too if you're interested. But this is a great place to grab a drink, especially if you're just hanging out and wanting to shop downtown. And then Cork at Gainesville. So if maybe beer's not your thing, but you love good wine and charcuterie, they have live music Wednesday night. So this would be another great option after the award ceremony. Right there in Main Street Market. So you'll see that right on the corner of the downtown square. All right, I'm gonna breeze through some of the food options that are favorites. Atlas Pizza is my favorite pizza place. We have 3 amazing pizza places. They're all a little different, but if you like thick, amazing crust, this is the place to be. If you look them up online, their social media is really bad, but that's because their pizza is so good they don't have to try very hard. So. But yes, you'll want to check that out earlier in the week because they get really busy on the weekends. Avocado is a great local American classic restaurant. They just did some interior renovations. They also offered a 15% off coupon that you can check out. So that's another great spot with a sidewalk cafe on the square. Centro GVL Eatery. This is fairly new. If you're looking for a good, healthy salad or bowl, they've got great local flair, very fresh food option. Consuelo right next door. Central and Consuelo actually have the same owner. She's one of our city council women. And so this is high-end Mexican restaurant, great food and drink options. And they're also on Main Street money, so you can use that there. Coto Italian. This is my husband and I's favorite date night place on the square. So if you're looking for a nice high-end Italian experience, I actually got to go to Italy last year, and I have to say Coto Italian here in Gainesville has the best tiramisu that my husband thought compared to everywhere he ate it in Italy. So if that's your flair. Decoy is another great option. They have a great bar and restaurant, but also on the backside, you can do duck pin bowling. They have digital mini golf, and then some digital gaming bays. So lots of fun things that you can do at Decoy as well if you're looking for a fun night out. Kilwin's chocolates, you got it if you need some ice cream or a sweet treat. I know they have several franchises throughout the state. These owners are amazing. We've loved working with them, and they're going to give you some free topping on your ice cream if you show off your badge. So keep that in mind. Recess Southern Gastropub, if you're wanting like good Southern, medium price point, but just good Southern food. This has been another staple, one of the longest lasting ones over the last 15 years to experience here on the square. Sidecar Smoothies, they just opened up this spring. They've been a great addition to downtown. Again, a tiny little building, but if you want to get a healthy smoothie on the go, this is your hot spot. Sizzling Spices. This is our newest Indian restaurant. They just had their 1-year anniversary, and it is across the street from the courtyard. So it's not in that traditional downtown square, but it's really actually right between where the award ceremony will be in the Courtyard Marriott. So just think about that as a great dinner spot after the award ceremony if you like Indian food. Sweet Magnolias, they are like our sandwich and salad lunch hotspot on the square. So if you're looking for something quick and easy on the go, this is going to be a great spot. Taqueria Tsunami is also downtown. Guys, I could talk forever, and this is like only half the restaurant. So I could say so many things about so many great places, but they did throw a free queso with your purchase in your bag. So that'll be a great spot to check out. The Stag is an incredible place if you're wanting like more of a nice steak dinner, something a little more high-end experience. They also have private rooms upstairs. So if there's a group of you that want to get together or go out or make a reservation, this is a great option. And then finally, the Washington Street Deli. This is right down the road from the Courtyard Marriott in the Vaults. It is grab and go. So as a Main Street manager, sometimes, you're running to and from between places and you just need to grab something. They have sandwiches, salads, drinks, all kinds of weird snacks. It'd be a great spot to stock up if you just want to go back to your hotel for the night and have a night in, but still support local. This is going to be a great option for you. All right, I got a few more unique Gainesville finds for you. So ATL Addictions, you got to check out the shoe store. They opened a couple years ago. It's a local guy here from Gainesville, and he sells the coolest shoes and some retro things from the '96 Olympics. Just a fun place to check out if you're into shoes. Enemies of the Average. She also put a coupon in your welcome bags. She is an incredible high-end florist, but also an interior designer. So I wanted to point her out. She's going to stay open late on Tuesday night for y'all. She'd love to, if any of you guys have questions about interior design or retrofitting a historic building or what it takes to flip a building, she would just love to be an option for you guys to hang out and check out. She also has just some really neat, unique retail options in her storefront. So you can notate her building with the fun little flower arch around her door over on Washington Street. Rahab's Rope, giving them a little shout out. They love to, all of their stuff is made in India to support anti-trafficking ministry there. And so they have really great vision trips to India. Several of our downtown people have joined them on that. Oh, we good? And so they've been here for, I think they're at the 15-year mark as well. They've changed buildings, but just a great local favorite here in our community. And Upsy Daisy, if you love that sassy Southern saying on all the things from tea towels to artwork, they've got you covered. So she's a fun local boutique here in Gainesville. And then Mo's Record Shop. If you're into vinyls, you got to check this out. He actually retired from the city and has this crazy following with young people here in Gainesville that come and hang out. He does live music in the back and all kinds of fun stuff there. So he's a great person to say hi to and check out. All right, just a few things. If you do cross the bridge, I just wanted to highlight some of these businesses. So we've got Farmhouse Coffee, we already talked about. Johnny's Pizza is over there. Great New York style pizza. Great place to have like a cheap under $10 slice of pizza and salad for lunch. We were regulars there at lunch. And then the Noodle Bowl, this actually just opened a few months ago. It is Thai street food and it is delicious. So they're still kind of getting connected in the community, but if you get a chance and you like Thai food, that's a great option. Just a block down on Midland, I have to give a shout out to Sully's Steamers. This is really unique steamed bagel sandwiches, kind of deli style, but on a bagel. It's delicious. And then Wild Wing Cafe. So you'll, your regular wings, they've got some live music and karaoke going on while you're here. In that dining guide that we gave you, we made a list of just local happenings as well. So you'll be able to see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, some different things just going on in town if you want to tap into that. And finally, across the bridge, we invite you to explore the Greenway. So from those restaurants, you'll see some of this on the tour. I'm not going to go into a lot of details because I could do a whole presentation on this, but just a quick before and after. This has been such a core piece of the downtown revitalization here in Gainesville. These old railroad tracks that were abandoned and blighted have turned into a beautiful greenway that end over where our historic train engine park is. So that's a fun, easy, flat walk if you've got some time and want to go explore. It's really great. So Tuesday night on the square, you'll see in your schedule, and we've got one of our favorite local musicians playing from 6 to 9 p.m. So on that eat dinner, explore on your own night, we'd love for you to come out. We've got special giveaways for you. We'll have our Explore Gainesville tent out. And so if you have your badge on, we've got some unique Gainesville blankets while supplies last. We've got a t-shirt heat press for you and a fun photo op. So hope you'll come out and check that out and just enjoy shopping and dining downtown. All right, finally, I want to wrap up with a history of the Boathouse. So this is where Monday's welcome reception is. And you might be like, why are we having the welcome reception somewhere that's not downtown at the downtown conference? Lake Lanier is a huge economic driver for the city of Gainesville, for a lot of cities around the lake. It's a huge lake, man-made lake. It's our water supply, but it is also a huge recreational facility. And it was home to the '96 Olympics for the canoe and kayak sprint competitions. So this building, the original building, was just a concrete block building. It was meant to last 2 years for the Olympics. But the legacy clubs that were birthed out of that, so we've got a canoe and kayak club and a couple others that operate on the first floor. It's just tons of kayaks and canoes in there that are stored for these clubs. People are still training here. We just had some guys from LCKC win nationals, some national competitions in Seattle this year. So they have these great programs. So we're like, okay, they're still bringing tons of sporting events, and Olympic teams are still training here. We're going to hold the world championships for women's kayaking next year. So we're excited about that. But it's been a huge driver. So this was all funded by hotel motel tax. And it's such a huge part of the tourism division. So I feel like we have downtown and we've got Lake Lanier Olympic Park, are two huge economic drivers for downtown. And so we wanted to show this off for you guys. And so we wanted to make that possible. If you guys are doing the dragon boat experience, this is why we have a big dragon in downtown Gainesville. Some people still don't know the connection, but we have had the Hong Kong Dragon Boat Festival for 27 years here in Gainesville, and we have thousands of people from around the world that come to Gainesville for this competition every September. So it's coming up soon, and this is the first year now that we have the dragon. We're hoping to have a pre-party downtown To think we have thousands of people that come in for a competition and don't come downtown, this was a really big piece of why we wanted to create something like the Dragon in downtown Gainesville, to connect those dots and to bring people who might be visiting the lake or have connections to the lake for whatever reason, to invite them to come see something downtown. So we're really excited about that crossover. We've already seen the benefits this summer from people coming to the lake, wanting to check it out. And we're excited for you too as well. Finally, some logistics out there for Monday night. If you come to the boathouse, there's lots of parking on the boathouse side. So that bottom picture on the left is the boathouse, the blue building that you'll be going into. And there's also parking on the plaza side, which is the big red tower. That was the original competition tower from the Olympics. It's the last standing original building from the Olympics. But there's a pedestrian bridge underneath. So where I've got that orange circle, and please don't cross that busy highway on top of the road. We have people that do it all the time. Just know there is an underground bridge to safely cross if you need to park on the other side. And that's what I've got for you all. We are celebrating 30 years of Main Street Gainesville, and we're excited to host the downtown conference in light of that this year. So that's all I've got for you all. We will see you next week. I'd love to answer any questions you might have.
That's awesome. Thank you, Nicole. That was a great presentation, very comprehensive on everything that we should know about coming into Gainesville. So that was really great and very helpful. Does anybody have any questions for Nicole? Just because you were so thorough.
Well, you gave me very specific things to go over, so I tried to hit it all for you guys.
Yeah, that's so great. Well, then I think what I'll do is Renee or Andy, do y'all have any other further updates from GDA ahead of the conference or anything else we should know about?
It's
No.
Andy on. Oh, good.
I'm
Okay.
here. That was incredible, Nicole. I'm so
You did a great
excited.
job.
Can't wait to see everybody next week.
Yeah, we're super excited to see everybody
Thank
too. It's always such a fun week, so everybody's always looking forward to it. And I've talked to several managers in the last couple of weeks, and they're all like, "We're so excited!" So we just always look forward to getting together with everyone from the network every year. Okay, well, it's 10:42. I'll open the floor if anybody has any questions or concerns or anything they want to throw out to the group to get any feedback on. I'll open the floor to y'all. Nothing? Everybody's so quiet today. Okay. Well, in that case, and if you got something, speak up. If not, Sheree and I'll hang out. And if y'all want to just talk to us kind of offline, we're happy to do that as well. And I'll let you have the rest of your day. And we'll see you next week in Gainesville. Y'all have a great day.